Welcome! Today we're going to talk about this beautiful 2022 Infiniti QX55 Sensory that we have for sale. The QX55 was a brand new model in 2022. It's largely based off our QX50, which is kind of a more conventional crossover SUV with kind of a little bit more of a boxy shape, where the QX55 has a little bit more of stylish flair to it. It has a little bit more stylish front end styling and sleek swooping rear end styling, a sweeping roofline. Kind of gives it more of a sports car or coupe inspired look. You give up a little bit of headroom, a little bit of cargo space for the sake of style. It's really beautiful. This lovely example recently came in off lease. We acquired it for our inventory. It's a clean Carfax vehicle, 24,906 miles at the time of making this video. With the Sensory package, this is one of the range-topping trim levels on the QX55 grade walk, so it is almost loaded with features, almost loaded with equipment. Doesn't have everything, but close to everything. We have this beautiful perforated leather interior, heated and ventilated front seats. It's getting a little bit toasty out. It's in the 70s, a little bit muggy, so I have the ventilated seats on. It feels wonderful. It's circulating air conditioned air right now through the perforated holes in the seats, and it feels great on those hot, muggy days. We have a dual display system. The top screen is for navigation and parking camera. This has a 360-degree around view monitor. With these crossover SUVs with the B and C pillars and the headrests, visibility can be kind of tough, so this really helps your situational awareness greatly. We have moving object detection. There's 4 quadrants, so one of the quadrants will light up if it does detect a moving object, which is very helpful, especially in parking lots. And if you have little kids or dogs, it's always a worry that they're close to your vehicle, so that one's a big help. And then, of course, we have navigation as well. The bottom screen is a tablet-like interface for vehicle settings and apps. So we have a drive mode selector here. There are 4 presets. There's personal, sport, standard, and eco. That will change the behavior of the transmission, steering effort, throttle sensitivity, traction, and stability control settings. So you can access the drive mode selector using the presets, or you can actually access it right here on this screen and tailor it to the way you want it on your own. Hence the personal setting. So you can make individual changes to the engine and transmission. You can make individual changes to the steering. So this has a really cool system. Unfortunately, it's not offered on any Infiniti products anymore. It's direct adaptive steering, or also called DAS, that's the acronym. So this has a steer-by-wire system. So under normal driving conditions, there's no mechanical connection to the front wheels. It's all handled by electric motors and computers. Another vehicle that has recently came out with a drive-by-wire system, Infiniti was first in 2014 when they pioneered the system on the Q50. Tesla has recently offered steer-by-wire on their Cybertruck. So obviously Infiniti was a little bit ahead of the time on this system. Tesla was still in its infancy back in 2014. Infiniti loves to be the leaders in technology. They actually had one of the first backup cameras, one of the first adaptive front lighting systems in the vehicle, and they had the first steer-by-wire system. And this has a variable compression turbocharged engine, first production variable compression engine in a production automobile. See, Infiniti likes to be the first and pioneers with cool technology. But unlike the Cybertruck, which has no mechanical steering rack at all, this actually has a mechanical backup. It has a steering rack that will activate, a clutch will pop and activate that steering rack if you have a total loss of power. So if you do have a catastrophic loss of power, you can safely steer the vehicle to the side of the road. The mechanical rack will kick in, but right now there's no connection. It's all handled by electric motors and computers. Why would you want that? Well, it can actually react to steering ratios faster than a mechanical rack, and you can program it like a video game. You can control the feel. And you might see this screen flickering. It's not the actual screen. It's actually just something that happens with the GoPro for whatever reason. The screen's fine. So you can put it in standard mode, or you can put it in sport mode. You have default, dynamic, dynamic plus, controlling the steering ratio, the weight of the steering. It's really a lot of fun. And it will actually filter out unwanted feedback. So if you hit like a pothole or a rut in the road, which would normally jerk the wheel, that will get filtered out. Pretty cool stuff. With the Cybertruck, they have like triple redundancies, like a battery pack built into the steering rack, or in case you do have a catastrophic loss of power. Infiniti did a little bit different with that mechanical backup, which some people might feel like it's safer. I don't know if that's really the case. Tesla are fairly safe in that aspect. All right, so yeah, you have that drive mode selector. So that's the direct adaptive steering. Active trace control, brakes individual wheels to help the vehicle rotate better through the corners. You can shut that on or off. This has an active engine brake, and engine braking is a natural tendency for a vehicle to slow down when you remove your foot off the accelerator, or you're down and shift into a lower gear. With the active engine brake, it can be a little bit more aggressive. Engine braking, that would be beneficial if you're going down a steep grade and you're not constantly riding the brake, overheating the brakes, maintaining a safe speed, or if you're driving in like snow, going down a steep hill, you can maintain a safe speed down a hill using the engine braking versus the actual brake switch. Even with ABS and stability control, it can cause the vehicle to slide in really icy, slippery conditions if you even slightly tap the brake. So maintaining a safer speed with engine braking could be preferable. All right, and then we have also lots of safety and technology under the driver's assistance. We have the VDC, which stands for Vehicle Dynamic Control. It ties the traction and stability control system together into one system. We have lane departure warning and lane departure intervention, so if you start veering out of your lane, it'll steer you back in. Then we have steering assist, which will keep you centered in the lane while driving the highway. That pairs nicely with the adaptive cruise control that goes all the way down to a complete stop. We have emergency assist for forward and backward. We have distance control assist, which will encourage you to slow down or actually slow down the vehicle when you have fast approaching traffic. We have blind spot warning and blind spot intervention, so if there's a vehicle in your blind spot and you try changing lanes, you don't see it, it'll steer you back in your lane. And then we have traffic sign recognition. Nice leather up steering wheel that's also heated. It tilts and telescopes. We also have a head-up display, which will display like traffic sign recognition, speed, and other information on the windshield. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it's really helpful. The less you look down off the road to check those things, see how fast you're going, the safer it is for you and everyone else. If you enjoy music, this is a great sounding Bose Performance Series sound system. This thing is in beautiful shape, a lovely color combination on black. The QX55 has a beautiful appearance about it, very curvaceous, sleek body. The Infiniti designers went to great lengths to add all these creases and curves to make this thing sexy and beautiful, and I think they definitely achieved their goal. So let's talk about some other pioneering technology from Infiniti, not just the direct adaptive steering, but we also have this variable compression turbocharged engine, VC Turbo. So what's special about this engine, it can mechanically change the compression ratio on the fly depending on the way you're driving. So for instance, if you're kind of doing easy desert driving, you don't need full power, it'll give you a 14:1 compression ratio, which will calibrate the engine for maximum fuel efficiency. But maybe you have that drive mode selector in sport mode, you're dipping into that throttle, maybe you're trying to pass or merge someone on the highway, maybe you're racing somebody, just kidding. But the vehicle can tell that you want more power, so it can quickly change the compression ratio down to an 8:1 compression ratio, which will calibrate the engine for maximum horsepower. 268 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. It actually makes more torque than the large V6 it replaces, even though this engine's a lot smaller thanks to that VC turbo technology. It is really a lot of fun to drive. Power rear liftgate, of course. Decent amount of cargo space. Of course, you can fold down those rear seats, remove this cargo area cover for more cargo space. You have the cargo area protector, the floor mats, the front plate bracket. One beautiful example of a 2022 Infiniti QX55. And who better to buy a pre-owned Infiniti from than a new Infiniti retailer like us? Our techs work on these vehicles on a daily basis and are very, very familiar with them. You can rest assured that we checked the vehicle over, we made sure that there's no open recalls on it, all that good stuff. Thanks so much for taking the time today to watch this video. Hope to see you soon, and have a wonderful day.